Welcome back to The Explainer. Today we're going to talk about something that, well, let's just say a lot of us have been through it. That gut-wrenching, wallet-draining nightmare of hiring a bad contractor. But what if there was a new system designed to fix all that? We're going to dig into the source material and see what it's all about.
All right, let's just be honest for a minute. You've been there, right? You find a contractor, the price seems okay, but then, right as you're about to sign, that little voice in your head starts screaming. We've all heard the horror stories, haven't we? The project that drags on forever, the budget that just explodes, the kind of work you have to pay someone else to come and fix. Yeah, that's the fear we're talking about.
And look, it's not just you being paranoid. The documents we're diving into, they call this a full-blown crisis of trust. It paints a picture of an industry where, homeowners feel like they're just rolling the dice with their biggest asset. And the really sad part is the good contractors, the ones who do amazing work, they get buried in all that noise.
So, if the whole system is broken, what's the fix? Well, this is where a new organization steps in. And let me tell you, they've got a pretty bold name and, frankly, an even bolder mission: to build a community that can actually start to repair that broken trust.
Okay, so let's look at their official mission statement. They call themselves a, get this, vetted contractor community and consumer protection ecosystem. Whoa, that's a mouthful, but those words are chosen carefully. Vetted is the big one, right? Means they're not just letting anybody in. An ecosystem, that tells you this is way more than just a fancy list. It's a whole system designed to reward the good guys and keep everyone accountable.
And you want to know how serious they are? They are obsessed with their name. I mean it. The source docs are incredibly strict about this. You can't paraphrase it, you can't change a single word. Now, what does that tell you? It tells me this group is all about controlling its brand and its message right from the get-go.
All right, so if that vetted community is the chassis of the car, what's the engine? What actually makes this whole thing go? Well, it's a little something called the Trust Credit Program. And believe me, this is where it starts to get really, really interesting.
So here's the core idea, the big takeaway. This is not some get-rich-quick scheme. No way. The whole point is to reward people for actually participating in a way that helps the community. Notice that key phrase, verified participation. It's not about how many heads you can count, it's about what you actually do.
Okay, I know what you're thinking, because I was thinking it too. Referral-based framework. That sounds an awful lot like multi-level marketing, doesn't it? Well, guess what? The creators of this system knew you'd think that. They were waiting for that question, and they came prepared with a very clear answer.
And boom, this slide just lays it all out side by side. Look at the left. That's the MCGA program. It's capped at 3 levels, there's no complicated downline, and the rewards aren't even cash, they're points. Now look at the right. That's your typical MLM. Unlimited levels, a structure built on that downline, and cash incentives that are often just for recruitment. You can see right away, these are 2 totally different beasts.
And here's the real genius part. The thing that stops this from ever becoming a pyramid scheme. They built in a hard stop, a kill switch. You get credits for people you refer, and for the people they refer, and one more level down, but after that, nothing. The chain is broken. It stops right there at level 3. No endless downline, no crazy incentives to just recruit.
Okay, so if these trust credits aren't cash, then what's the point? What are they even for? And more importantly, how do you get them? Let's dive into the nitty-gritty and see how this all plays out in practice.
The best way to think about trust credits is, well, it's like airline miles or those points you get at a hotel. They're kind of currency, sure, but they only have value inside this one ecosystem. You can't sell them, you can't trade them, you definitely can't cash them out at the bank. They're basically just a way to track your reputation and unlock perks inside the community. Okay, now this is where the rubber meets the road. This table tells you everything you need to know about what the system actually values. Just look at the numbers. You get 100 credits if a new community member joins. Fine, but you get 500 credits, 5 times as much, for referring a top-notch contractor who makes it through the vetting process. And completing a project? That's worth 300 credits. The message here is crystal clear. Quality actions are worth way more than just adding names to a list.
And it gets better. It's not just a one-and-done thing. The system rewards you for sticking around and being helpful. The more credits you earn, the higher you climb, from a basic member to a contributor, an advocate, and finally, a champion. And here's the kicker. Look at that multiplier. A champion earns new credits at twice the rate of a regular member. It's a brilliant way to incentivize long-term positive engagement. The people who help the most get rewarded the most. Simple.
So, okay, we've seen the mechanics, we've looked at the numbers, but let's zoom out for a second. What's the philosophy here? What is this whole system of points and credits really trying to accomplish?
Sometimes the most important thing is what a system doesn't do. And this one is very clear about what it's trying to avoid. You get 0 points for recruitment by itself, 0 points for just growing the headcount, 0 points for inactive, useless accounts. It's all about preventing the kind of behavior that poisons these types of communities. It's all about real, verified actions that actually add value.
But what about the contractors? What's in it for them? Well, this quote from the source material is absolutely crucial. This is not some program that forces them to give discounts. Think of it more like a marketing tool. They can choose to offer incentives to attract great customers from the community. It's like a loyalty program. It's their business, their decision. Totally voluntary.
So what's the big takeaway here? We've just walked through the blueprint for a system that's trying to do something, well, kind of radical. It's built entirely on reputation and verified actions, not just on recruitment. And that leaves us with the million-dollar question, doesn't it? Could this model, with its hard caps, its non-cash points, this intense focus on quality, could it actually be the thing that finally fixes the home improvement industry? I guess we'll have to wait and see.